Hi, my name's Sam Misla. This is my first video diary of the spring 2014 semester. My game plan for tackling this spring semester is to make sure, I said this in the survey too, but to make sure I'm on top of all my readings for class, especially the harder ones, because last year, honestly, I read a lot of my readings, but I didn't do it in a timely fashion or thoroughly enough. So I'm going to make sure I do that as well. Also, prepare for tests earlier rather than later. I know that sounds not very realistic in college, but I really do want to try and do that this semester to maintain my GPA. Because last semester and the semesters before, I would mostly just study for a test like the night before, and I want to make sure I do it earlier now. So that's how it'll differ from last semester. I can't think of a study tool that I used last semester that I will continue to use this semester that I learned, or that I started using last semester. I've sort of been using the same study habits since high school, but just sort of look over my notes, make flashcards when needed, not just look over my notes, but read them for comprehension, make sure I know what I'm saying and not just like mindlessly looking at all the notes. So that's all I can think of really. I can think of a resource that is required to use, and I think it's a waste of time. Really the only resource I have besides textbooks and notebooks is my Spanish online activities and homework, but I think that actually has a really good return as far as me learning the content. The textbook for my PS210 class is probably the only thing I can think of in that regard as far as minimum return, just because it's not dense per se, but it's very, it's not for an intro to comparative politics course. That's what that course is. The textbook doesn't really explain comparative politics in an introductory way. It explains it as if you've been studying it for years. And I always have to read it, try and comprehend the best I can, but look forward to class where my professor, who's actually really good, will sort of explain the reading. So I think, and that's really all she does in class, so I think the book's kind of useless if I can't really get anything out of it, and the only time I learn is when she goes over it in class. And it's a good thing that she goes over the book in class and not entirely new material from the book and have to rely on the book and her lectures. So I think that concludes my first video diary. Thanks.